It's two ugly bearded men.
We are very ugly.
Yes.
So I don't know if I should pull up YouTube. This is so new to me. Okay, we are live. Hello, welcome to episode. What are we on? 8? Is that what I said on the title?
We are, but I'm hearing you twice.
Okay. We are live. That's not good.
Hold on, maybe I got you opening another window.
You had that YouTube window pulled up. I wonder if that's what's doing it.
Yep, we're good. False alarm.
Okay.
Restart.
So you are our one watcher. So do you exited out of there though, right?
I did. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I didn't know if I need to. So if you pull up the YouTube, that would not be good because you can hear us double.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, welcome to episode 8 of the Brick and Modem Resale podcast. I am one of your hosts, Trevor, aka Retro Rewinder, and I'm joined tonight by
Jake,
aka Jake.
aka Jake.
So we went live. What was that? 2 weeks ago now, and I think it went pretty smooth. I mean, we didn't have any watchers, just like we don't now, but not a big deal. It was more just trying to test out the ability to go live. So I was pretty happy the way it turned out. So what did you think about when we went last week or last 2 weeks, Jake? Did you think it went okay?
I think so. I kind of liked it. You know, we've been doing our podcast the other way, and then you're uploading it on everything. I mean, it's basically the same as doing it like this, right?
Yep.
Can you
Kind
still
of
upload the audio?
Yeah, I still uploaded the audio to do the more podcast form, and then it automatically saved to YouTube, which was nice. I didn't have to do the extra work to get it to YouTube. And what I really liked about it was the ease to share, from like just sharing how to get live with us. So if we wanted to bring on a guest, it seemed really easy to do so, which is something that we do want to do in the hopefully near future. I was kind of waiting until we got 10 episodes under our belt to bring on our first guest, and we're getting close. So I think this will make it much easier to do it this way. So
I agree.
So what have you been up to since our last podcast, Jake?
Oh, nothing really fancy, life in general. I got my Corvette out Saturday here in central Indiana. I don't know how it was around the country, but here in central Indiana, we got like 75-degree temperatures, real windy, but it felt really good. So me and the boy took the car out and drove it around and enjoyed it. And then yesterday I put brand new tires on it, and I need to sell some video games. That was
so did you need all new tires, or you just wanted a different tire? Or?
Well, the car, when I bought the car almost exactly a year ago, here in a couple weeks, I think it'll be a year that I've owned it. And one of my good friends works at a tire store, and I took it to him to have him give it a look over because, I just bought it. I didn't buy it from a dealer. I bought it from a personal private party kind of thing. And he told me that the tires were, I can't remember exactly how old they were, like 6 or 8 years old or something like that. They weren't dry rotted or cracked or flat spot or any of that. Still had good tread, but he advised me it's probably a good idea to think about replacing them soon. So I drove on them all last year and saved up a little money over the holiday season from our brick and mortar store. I can't even say, I almost say modem. But hey! So if you hear, hey, that's my phone. Sorry, I'm on call for work. But I saved up the money to put new tires on it from a safety standpoint, more or less than anything. Yeah. I didn't want to drive around with my son. We plan here in a couple of weeks to go down to Kentucky to the Corvette Museum and Mammoth Cave and stuff like that. And I thought, well, let's just be safe and put some new rubber on. And boy, it's a big difference. It makes a huge difference. The things are so grippy. Driving through a parking lot sounds like I'm on a gravel road. It's picking everything up.
Oh man!
I didn't get all season tires. I just got a summer tire, and oh man, it's great.
Not that you need all season when you're putting it up in the winter anyway.
No, might as well have the best summer tire I can get. So yeah, I've been farting around with that a little bit. That's been kind of fun. It's back in the garage again. We're supposed to get like 3 inches of snow like Friday into Saturday.
I didn't hear that. That's stupid.
Yeah. Last hurrah, hopefully, for snow for us until later towards the end of the year. Yeah, I've been up to that. Mom had back surgery, so I've been taking care of some family things there. And
Did the surgery go okay?
Yeah, went okay. She's just got to heal now. So helping her with that and helping Dad out. And so, everything's been going okay otherwise. How about you?
Just trying to work. I've been putting in a lot of hours into the eBay stuff, trying to get caught up. I've got so much backlog stuff that I need to get to, but I'm still going thrifting a lot. So that's not helping my backlog problems, but I haven't really been going like on big thrift days. I've mainly been going to like just Lebanon, which is our local Goodwill. I normally go there at least 2 or 3 times a week, but it's been a little more than that lately. And then normally I'm saving Fridays as like the day that I actually like dedicate to thrifting, just because I enjoy it so much. And garage sale season's coming up anyway, so all my Fridays will be dedicated to garage selling when that happens anyway. So, but yeah, just listing a whole bunch and thrifting a whole bunch. You find any good stuff from the thrift stores lately?
Yeah, I found some stuff yesterday, some kind of strange stuff. Thrifting's been kind of challenging for me lately. I haven't been able to find a whole lot of really good items. I can't remember the last time I spent like $50 at Goodwill, but I did yesterday. Or not yesterday, it'd been Tuesday. Was that yesterday? I don't know.
Today is
Wednesday.
Yes.
So it was Tuesday. All right, so it was Tuesday. I'll show you some of the items that I found. This is strange. I didn't know what it was. I know my light makes it hard to see. It says Fluval, and it's like a foam thing. I can kind of hold it at an angle there. It's got 2 holes. It's a filter for, I guess, aquariums. 3-gallon, 5-gallon, or 9-gallon. I don't know. I kind of paid up on them. I paid $2.99 each. I think I can sell them for maybe $15 free ship. It's not a lot of money, but I bought like 9 of them, and they weigh nothing.
Gotcha.
They're very light. So, I'll make a little bit of money on that. Someone must have got rid of all their fish stuff, because I got this as well. It's Top Fin RF-L. It's a 6-pack or 6-month supply.
We do have our first watcher, Jake. Justin stopped in business. What up, Justin? Thanks for stopping by. He said he can't stay too long, but I'm assuming can you see that chat, Jake? You can, right?
I can see the chat.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
If he says something, I can't see it. Well, let me click. Oh, I see it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you could see it.
I can now. So
you found all the fishing, or all the aquarium supplies.
Yeah, someone must have got rid of their aquarium stuff. I found in a grab bag for $10. I got, I think it's new. It's a Lenovo ThinkPad USB 3.0 Ultra Dock. This is like brand new, like $200 something on Amazon.
Oh my!
So I don't see any signs of use, no scratches, no scuffs, none of that kind of stuff. I know it sounds weird, but it smells new. That Christmas morning electronic smell. So maybe you can sell this as open box or used. I don't know. Maybe I can get $50. Pretty happy about that.
How much was it priced at?
$10. It came with a couple other things. I don't know if they're worth selling. Another thing I got, it's kind of all piled over here. I got this Jabra Pro headset thing. I really don't know a whole lot about it.
I've done well with the Jabra stuff before. They're pretty good resellers. Used.
I think I paid like $10 for that. I think I can make some money on that as well. And then, sorry, I'm moving everything around here. This had a Big Lot sticker on it. It was awesome. It was like $2.
Oh, I missed our Big Lot.
Oh, I know. Bell South color ID. Kind of old school looking color ID thing. I was like, it's new in the package. Let's just take a look at it. I paid, I think, $1.99 for it. I think I might get $30 or $50 for it.
That's crazy.
Can't remember the exact number. And then one of the coolest things I found, and it was on top of where the 8 tracks and the tapes are at the Anson Goodwill, was this Syntec car scanner thing, scan tool.
Oh
I was like,
wow.
oh, okay. And it was sealed with one of those little round stickers. So
Right.
I peeled it up. I wanted to make sure it was kind of not in the box right. So, but I took it out and it's brand new. It's never even been used. It's still in the
Nice.
plastic. And I think I might get $70-$80 for that, or I might keep it. I don't know yet, because you can hook it to your car if you get a check engine light, and it'll tell you what you got. You can reset stuff, and I don't know. It does a lot of things, but I thought, wow, that's cool. And I paid, I think it was $2.99.
You can't go wrong there.
$2.99 for this,
And
$2.99 for a phone block. I mean, come on, Goodwill.
but then they put $10 on the used headset.
I don't know.
Something
But
similar to that happened to me today. I was in Goodwill and they had a Harley t-shirt that was a woman's long sleeve Harley t-shirt for $10. But then they had a Patagonia fleece for $5, which just makes no sense because Patagonia typically sells for more new and used versus the Harley stuff. They don't make sense on their prices most of the time. It's pretty crazy.
I did find one other thing I sent you pictures of. It's in the other room. I don't feel like getting up and getting it. It was Sunday night. I was in like the Carmel area Goodwill, and I'm trying to pull up the picture of it that I sent you so I can talk about it a little better. It's a NASCAR Chase Authentics driver's line jacket, size medium. And I don't know NASCAR, but it's a AMP energy drink is the main sponsor of whoever it is. But I think I might be able to get $100 or $130 for it, and it was $5.99.
It looked like it was in really good shape too.
It's pretty clean.
The only thing hurting you is it's the medium, but
Yeah,
those jackets just they're better at large or extra large, but
us NASCAR people.
still a good find for sure.
Didn't think that was so bad. And then while I was out dumpster diving, because me and John, and maybe he'll come on as a guest one of these episodes, on Monday nights, we reserve that night to work on our game store that we operate in Brownsburg, our little booth that we rent. Well, we hadn't got together for the last like 3 weeks for family stuff and, surgery and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. So we got together last Monday, and we went and went to a dumpster, and we call him Mole Man. There's this guy that gets in the dumpster, and he's there. I don't know if he's there every night or he's there every Monday almost, and he just takes a tub and fills it with CDs, DVDs, whatever's in there. So we just call him Mole Man. I don't know why. He doesn't look like a mole or anything. He's a real nice guy. But I was in the book dumpster next to it just looking, because obviously that guy was in there. And I came
So which one
across,
was he in? I'm sorry.
it was Half Price Books. He
So
was
he
in
was in the media.
the media dumpster. It's
Gotcha.
got like records, tapes, cassettes, CD, media stuff.
Right.
Some trash, but I went into the dumpster next to it. It's got books in it. And I was just kind of leafing through, and I found this old music book. I gave it to my boss at work. She likes to make craft stuff with it. And then I dug a little deeper, and I found the totally unauthorized Super Mario RPG strategy guide.
That's so cool that you found that in a freaking dumpster.
I mean, who throws this away? I mean, did they not try to clearance this? I don't know. It doesn't have any stickers on it. But that's pretty cool. That's a really good find. I know John really wants it, but I really want it too, and I found it, so I keep it. But I promised if I got rid of it, I'd let him have it.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth like $55 or $65.
So do you and Mole Man ever like coordinate? Like, does he let you look through his stuff, or is it pretty much like territorial type stuff when you're there? Like he's not interfering with you, and
I guess there is some dumpster etiquette when you're dumpster diving. We
like
don't.
He's not going to climb in the dumpster you're looking at, type thing,
right? Or if he says, "Hey, I'm grabbing CDs tonight," we won't touch CDs. We're like, "Oh, okay." Like that night, I reached in, I was looking in there, and I mean, he like gets in it and shuts the little side doors and the top.
Well, he shuts the top.
Oh yeah, you can't see. You can't.
What?
So he had his light on, and nobody driving by will notice he's in there.
Oh
I
my
think is why.
gosh.
Mole man, okay, in the dark.
Oh,
So, maybe that's how we got the name.
I would I would climb in. I'm not opposed to getting in. There's no way I'm shutting all the doors and lid though. That would freak me out.
Yeah, we've been in them. We get in them sometimes, and unfortunately, I don't have very long arms, but John does. Thank God. So I say, John, get that over there. We got grabbers, but those don't. Everything slides out of those.
Right.
But he was sitting in there, and there was CDs galore. He must have a booth somewhere. He sells this stuff. I can't think of any other, because it's not like the greatest CDs in the world or anything, but he was grabbing CDs, and he just does minimal encouragers like, yeah, okay, haha, he doesn't really want to carry a conversation, but he's polite.
Right.
And I said, we just look for video game stuff. And he goes, yeah, I haven't seen any. And then I kind of dug around right at the entrance of the little slide door, and I found two Xbox games. They're $6 a piece, probably is what we'll sell them for. But that's all we found in this unauthorized Super Mario RPG hotness right here. Yeah, baby.
I think that was worth the trip alone though.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost as valuable as the game. I mean, it's not quite, but close. So that's what we did. We found that, and we found some games. We go into Half Price Books and bought a couple games, and just
So what,
had
if
some
you don't
fun.
mind me asking, like what time are you hitting this dumpster? Is it like really late or while they're still open?
We don't like to do it when they're open, if we can help it. Dumpster diving is not illegal in Indianapolis. If there's like no trespassing signs, or they tell you don't do it, then you've got to leave. Or if it's enclosed in a gate, even if the gate's unlocked, if it's enclosed in a gate, really that's kind of off limits. Is my interpretation of the rules.
I think when I looked it up, yeah, if it's behind a gate, it changes things.
Yeah, this one I don't think it's not in a gated area, and I work for my local community corrections. You know that, but the viewers may not. And one of my past clients that was on house arrest used to work for the trash company that picks up those dumpsters. And he says, even though that book dumpster is like a recycle dumpster or whatever, it's not. They just
Right.
dump it in with the rest of the garbage, and it all goes to a landfill. It's really sad to think all those books go to a landfill.
Right.
I'm sure you can donate them, but this day and age, I don't know who would take them. I mean, they're such a high volume store. Every day people are bringing stuff, and I guess if it sits around forever and they put it on clearance and it doesn't sell, what are they going to do with it?
Have you ever taken anything there to sell? They
Yes,
give you
it's
like
terrible.
pennies on the dollar. It's worse than like GameStop. Your worst nightmares with GameStop, they're way worse than GameStop.
Yeah, agreed. I don't sell there ever. Yeah. And if you do, hey, good for you. It's just, I got something on my screen. It's just not for me. But they're, I do buy a lot in there.
Right.
Sometimes you can catch them slipping. You can get a good deal. I've been collecting old cassette tapes, and that's been hard to buy. But occasionally they'll have some in there for a decent price. Your classic rock or your alternative stuff. If you want your Christmas music, you can go Goodwill for that. But
right.
But the good stuff that is desirable. So yeah, we'll go around and do a little dumpster diving in the summer. In 2020, we didn't do it so much in 21, but in 2020 we went scrap metal diving. That was fun. That was a pretty good time. I got a pickup truck, but that's when scrap values were so low. We just quit doing all that. We just do it for fun, and you never know what you're going to find.
I've got some scrap stuff. I sent you a text. I got to figure out how to get rid of some of this stuff. It just kind of came with a purchase that I couldn't turn down. So
it's probably not going to be worth your time.
Really?
Yeah. You can put it on your curb during trash time, and maybe they'll take it, or you can comment something on Facebook, hey, any scrappers out there on the corner of blah, blah, blah. I've got all this stuff, and somebody will come get it, and they'll either use it or they'll scrap it. If they do it more at a volume, it might be worth their time.
Say one of them's a motor or an I don't know if it's a motor or engine or what it technically is, but it's like some type of something like that. And I looked it up and it's like $250 used, but I don't know how to test it. So it's got 2 wires come out of it. That's the only thing I know. So you may be a little more handy. I might have you figure out how to test this thing.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, if it works, then I'll triple my money just on that one thing. So, which will be nice because that wasn't anything that I was going to purchase.
Right. But yeah. So that's some of the pickups. I got a couple other things like an electric razor, the head that you can replace, the foil thing. I got that for like $1 or something. I think I might be able to get 20 for it.
Was it new?
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah, I've done well on those heads before. So,
and I've got some. I like to roll my change, even though the bank doesn't take it like that. They break them open.
Oh, really?
Care. Yeah, they'll break them open, put it through their counting machine. But I like to roll it to store it as I save it up. And I found at the Goodwill on Monday, one of the Goodwills we went to, those hard plastic things they use at the bank where they put like a whole bunch of rolls of quarters or dimes or whatever. I found one for pennies, nickels, quarters, and dimes. They're like $1 a piece. I was like, I'll get those. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Amanda picks just up the little paper ones from the bank, and I use a machine, and it like puts it all to the right amounts, and then I hand them to her, and she puts them into the thing because she worked at a bank for a few years, so she can handle those. I always screw up trying to freaking put the money in. It gets all sideways, and so I don't mess with that. But
yep.
So I also found some video game stuff. Our local Walmart, for some reason, they priced a bunch of PS4 and PS5 games for $5 each. And when I saw them, I instantly went back and grabbed a cart. And I don't know if you've ever done that where you're like, I really need a cart. And then you have that sense of panic that just from walking to the front of the store to get your cart, that somebody's going to come and buy it all. So I got to go to the bathroom shuffle, basically. Like I was hurrying up front real quick. I grabbed my cart, loaded pretty much all of it. I left the sports games because I saw they were like 2021 stuff, but they're just not worth anything, even just 1 year removed. So I left most of the sports games, and I got some pretty good titles. I took them all to the electronic counter because they all have those stupid plastic cases that you need a key to get into them. And the guy back there, which I already told you this story, but he basically said that he was too busy. He was on a phone call that I would have to take them all up to the front. I said, that's not a problem. I just thought I had to come back here because they all have these hard plastic cases. And so I got ready to walk up front, and he said, well, just know that you can't buy more than 2 of one title. And I had that look like, what the hell are you talking about? So I said, is this something new? Because I've bought multiple games before in the past. I've never run into a problem. So then he tried to tell me that it is a federal copyright law that prevents selling more than 2 of the same type of media. He said it applies to movies as well. It's like, there's no way. But whatever. I said, not a problem. I'll just call my friend. He'll come help me buy them. I just went up front, got in line, and the lady up there went through all of them. There's like one, I don't know why they do that. They have, 20 registers and only one person running one register. So the old lady, she's trying to open all these cases, and probably about 2/3 of the way through, a manager comes over and she says, what's the problem? And the lady said, it's just these plastic cases. I'm having a hard time getting them all out. So that manager actually helps take all of them off. She gets them all done, scans it. I pay, leave, no problem. So I don't know what that guy was trying to do. I don't know if he wanted to buy them on his lunch break or he doesn't like resellers. I don't know, but he was ridiculous. But I got some really good titles. I got Hitman for PS4, and I think I got one PS5 version. I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. for the PS5. I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like 6 copies of that, all for the PS5. My one mistake was I did buy like 7 copies of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I believe is what it's called, and they're like $10 brand new. So I got to figure out a way to get rid of those. I think I'm going to pop them onto Facebook for like $7, and hopefully local people will buy them that just want a different PS4 game for their collections or just to play.
And if not,
will you take them?
Yeah, for $5 each.
Well, heck yeah, you can have them for $5.
I mean, I put them in my store for $8 or $10, and I mean, it take a while, but they might sell. Maybe not.
Will you give me the tax version? What would that be? $5.45? Our local. Ooh. You won't pop up to $5. Make it $5.50, so I make a nickel off of each game, and it's even.
We'll talk about it off camera.
But yeah, I would happily do that because I just want to get rid of those.
They probably sell easier in my store, I would think.
Yeah, if I had a booth, they would go into there, but I haven't taken that plunge yet. But I'm picking up stuff all the time. I got some pretty cool clothing lately. Pretty cool Imaginext Batman toy. The only problem is it's missing all the pieces. It's the mobile control center, so it's got like a bat wing. It kind of looks like a fire truck. So this thing like goes erect, and it's.
Is it really tall?
It's not. No, it's not very big. It's probably about that long, and then when it goes up, it's maybe like 6 inches, 7 inches. But it lights up blue, like it's got blue LEDs on it and a blinking red light. And I think it shoots a bat wing off of it, but I don't have any of those pieces. So I got that. I may get $30 for it, but it's just really cool. It was fun to test driving it around because it's remote control as well.
Oh, cool.
We went to an estate sale in Jamestown this past Saturday. That was pretty fun. One of the local resellers that I met, his name's Jack Thrifts on Instagram. I've been talking to him a lot lately, and he mentioned that we both saw this IU like sweatshirt or shirt kind of popping out of the closet, and you could tell that it was vintage. So that's why he was showing up. He's an IU grad, and he deals with vintage clothing. So I showed up at the sale started at 9, and I was there about 7:50, and there was already one truck waiting when I got there. And then I was there for like 5 minutes, and Jack pulled in behind me. I kind of hoped he would forget about it. And then maybe like 10 minutes after that, one of Jack's friends showed up. So there was 3 people all going for vintage clothing, which that kind of stunk because, they basically put you on a list and you go in the house when they call your number. So I was number 2, and the guy in front of me, he was there for like the washer and dryer. He wasn't any competition for us. But when they opened the door, I went behind him, and he's an older guy. He used to be one of my teachers at Weibo, and he was kind of moving slow. And I was like, I should have went the long way. And Jack's friend went to the bedroom. He was like 5th in line or 4th in line, and that's where they were hiding all the good stuff. So I didn't actually see everything that he got, but I did get a couple vintage Mickey Mouse pieces. So that's the main thing that we were showing up for was the vintage clothing. So I got some pretty cool stuff like that. And I got some magazines. I got 70 Sports Illustrated magazines for 10 cents a piece.
You already made your money back on that, haven't you?
I already made my money. I sold one Mike Tyson Sports Illustrated, and I got $33 for it. So I'm in the profit.
Yep.
And I don't think there was anything worth selling individually. So I think I'm just going to auction off everything else. So make my, $20 after fees and everything and be done with it.
Yep.
You have any good sales lately?
Yeah, some more underwear sold. Some more bunnies. I like to call them my bunnies. My girls.
Your bunnies.
My girls.
That you posted. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Your other dumpster diving.
Same dumpster I found the totally unauthorized. Yeah, I keep rubbing it in here. If John's watching, sorry. But yeah, it was in that same dumpster. And I mean, I don't like to really sell that kind of stuff. That's not kind of like my thing. But you hear the old adage, I just get those for the articles.
Right.
Well, that's not too far from the truth. I didn't look at them, but I looked at a couple, and it was like all articles,
I
almost.
just
It's
I just know that
crazy.
your listings, they all say in the title tested. So what does that
They
mean?
do?
No,
Oh, I'm like, oh, oh, you got me. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I put that in there?
no. That would be pretty
All
funny
pages
though.
work. I'll tell
That's
you
why I
what.
think it's so funny that you're selling the underwear and the Playboys, and they've got to be some of the same buyers. I think
Hey, you got money, you want to spend it, I'll sell it. I don't care what it is. I am not too proud.
that's
But
how I feel too.
I will tell you, when I get done with them, I mean, John and I found them together. So um, I'm the bachelor. So I said, I'll take them, that'd be a weird conversation to have with his wife. So
Right,
and I'll take care of it. I just put them in large flat rate boxes by the year. There's a couple years that I haven't listed yet that are missing one or two. But I guess people buy those for like a gag gift for their friend, like the year they were born. They're all from like the late 60s, the 70s, and the early 80s. So it's not anything, I don't want to say like, ooh, look at her ankle. Wow. They're not really
right.
that racy.
You didn't
What
you
is
didn't
in
have the
there?
Marilyn Monroe one.
No, no, nothing worth anything really. $5 a book probably is about the average or
But
less.
selling whole years, I mean, you've been making pretty good money off of it.
Like $50 or $60 for a
Yeah.
whole year plus whatever the flat rate shipping. Like I think it charges them like 22.50 for shipping. But I tell you, whatever does not sell, I'm gonna go through with a razor, a real sharp, nice razor knife, and cut out some of those ads because there are car ads in there, music ads, vintage electronic ads, and some of those ads alone sell for more than the whole book would on eBay. And there's just tons of really cool period stuff. Like there's a Pontiac Firebird. And I can't remember what country band was sitting on. It was talking about listening to the radio, and I guess it's supposed to be like it sounds as good as a lot. I don't know, but I was like, man, that hits two different audiences. That hits classic cars, like maybe classic for us, and
Right.
music. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And vintage stereo equipment, as you may know, there's some money involved in that stuff. People collect that. So
Mm-hmm.
people collect vintage stereo equipment. Maybe they have that vintage piece in their man cave. Well, maybe that ad that's in there for that piece is something they want to frame and put above their setup. I don't know, but I don't have anything in it other than I think we have like $55 invested in the whole thing, and that was for um, bubble wrap. And I put each one in one of those like plastic sleeves and taped it shut just to keep them, nice. I guess that's something you do on magazines.
Right.
So we got like $55 invested. We've got all that money back.
Well,
So
and then all that stuff you bought, you can use. I'm assuming you didn't use it all, so you
no,
can, yeah, you can use it for future endeavors.
yeah, absolutely. And I did have, I think did we talk about it in the last episode where I accidentally mailed something at the USPS and
We
then
did, and I don't think it was resolved at that time.
it did get delivered. The guy had to pay. It wasn't magazines, it was something else. But the guy had to pay the shipping and I reimbursed him obviously. But another one of those years, I can't remember what year it was, I sold the beginning of last month. It has been not delivered. It was 2 to 3 day priority mail. It still hasn't been delivered. The person opened a case on eBay, wanting their money back, and I emailed them several times back and forth, like, I'm sorry, I guarantee I'll mail it out the next business day. I did. I'm sorry you haven't received it yet. You might go on and open a missing mail case, blah, 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 the whole thing. Well, they never did that. They just said, no, I just want my money back. So I opened up a missing case on it and I emailed them all the details that I got. Like, here's your case number if you want to call and ask about it. Here's all the stuff that they sent me, the USPS. They've always found them for me. It doesn't happen very often though, but I said I did all this stuff, and they said I just want my money back. Well, and I, you got to be nice on these emails, right? eBay reads them, and that could go against you if you're a jerk. So I just basically said, that wouldn't be fair to me if I gave you your money back and a week later they magically show up on your doorstep. So they were just hounding me. So I called eBay, or eBay called me. You know how they do it.
Right.
And they said I've gone above and beyond what I should have done as the seller to help resolve the problem. And I think basically whatever the outcome comes, I don't think I'm going to be held liable for any of it. So
yeah, a lot of times, like if you have a really good selling record, a lot of times, as long as you contact eBay or get in touch with somebody, they'll basically determine that, and this is not every time, every situation is going to be different. But the times that I've had to do it, it's kind of like they're not going to penalize me and they're not going to penalize the buyer. So basically eBay will end up eating that cost a lot of the time to make both parties happy. We've done that with when like somebody's opened a return that was just kind of bull crap, and I fought it and the buyer fought it, then they basically just say nobody's at fault, everybody gets your money back.
Well, that's why it's got insurance on it too. I mean, it was $60 plus $22.50 shipping, and USPS automatically adds $50 worth of insurance on that. So, if they really want to get down to it, they can make a claim and get some of their money back. But I don't think it should fall on me. And it's not his fault or her fault, whoever bought it. It's not their fault. They did their part. They paid for the item. I did my part. I mailed it and mailed it on time. So, and it still shows, I looked at it yesterday, it still shows in Atlanta, Georgia, missing mail search. So at least it's been updated. And there's a good chance they will find it. I mean, it's not like it's a tiny little box. It's like a 16.5-pound box. It's big. Right. It's heavy. So once they find it, I put on there that I want it to go to the buyer. And I asked eBay, I said, so what happens if 2 weeks from now or tomorrow they get it and they're mad and they want to return it? I don't want to accept the return. I'm sorry. I might have to, but I don't want to have to pay for that to come back. That's $19, $20. Well, and I said if they leave me bad feedback, they said call and we'll remove it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
I can't imagine them like trying to return it if they get a refund anyway.
Well, people are sketchy.
They'll just keep it because why would they? It'd be free for them.
I would agree. So nothing's been resolved. Maybe the next time we do this, I'll have some answers on that. For anybody that's listening that wonders how that process works, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of scary when you're a new seller and you got $50-$60 sale and you're like, yay, oh no, it didn't get delivered. What's going to happen? Is that going to come back out on my PayPal or whatever, eBay, whatever they use now? What's going to happen? So stay tuned. We'll see. But returns, you gotta expect some level of returns if you're going to be an online seller.
Yeah.
Or problems.
And the way it's set up is if you actually accept returns, then you get more benefits when somebody does return it. You get a little bit of the shipping back. I forget how much they reimburse you, but you're not just out of the shipping. If you say I don't accept returns and somebody tries to return it and files a case for item not as described, you're just out that money. But if you accept returns and they try to return it, you do get some money back, which is nice. And you have the ability to deduct up to 50% if it comes back and not as good as condition as when it left, which I've had to do that before. And I've been backed by eBay on that, which has been nice. I had a buyer buy a pair of Nike shoes from me, and they were brand new without the box. The buyer got it back, claimed that they didn't fit right. I forget what it said. And I automatically accept returns on it. Mm-hmm. So when they opened up the case to return it, I don't even have an option of saying yes or no. It just automatically starts the process. When I got the shoes back, they were scuffed up. It looked like they had dog poop in the treads. Mm-hmm. So I took pictures of everything, and I said that I was going to not give them 50% of the purchase back because of the way they were returned, and they fought it. The buyer fought it and said that I was fabricating, that I made up, or I basically photoshopped the pictures or whatever, whatever. So that's the case that eBay stepped in and basically said, we're not going to fault the buyer and we're not going to fault you. So we're going to reimburse that 50% back to the buyer. So I was happy because I got 50% of the sale. So I still made a little bit of money. I cleaned the shoes, sold them as used, and then I made probably a little more money than I would have selling it just new. So it kind of benefited me in the end. So
Yeah, eBay's got the money. They're not hurting.
right. And like those sellers that, you know, produce a lot, they seem to go to bat for them a little more than if you only sell like 5 things a year or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one thing the
So,
lady said. She's like, I can't remember what year I started eBay, 97 or something like that.
that's pretty
She's like,
good.
oh, thank you for being however many years that is. Thank you for being an eBay member for blah blah 20 whatever years that is. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know that like came up on there. That's pretty cool. But she was super friendly, foreign. Some, you know how they do the call center thing now,
Right.
but very, very professional. She says, I can see all the messages that you sent, all the messages that the buyer sent, and I applaud you for your professionalism. She says that helps out our end a lot. And, you know, I told her my concerns about giving money back or eBay automatically filing that, hey, they're in the right, you're in the wrong. Poof, money's out of your account.
Right.
And I said, then they'll get them, and that's not fair. She's like, you're right. You've done above and beyond. So that just goes to prove if you have a problem person, just stay cool. Just keep your head level and, you know, handle it professionally. And I even had one time where someone bought some underwear from me and was like disparaging the product and, you know, basically being a bully and calling me names and saying this is false stuff and blah, just going off the rails. And that violates some of eBay's policy. So all I had to do was forward that to eBay or complain to eBay about it, how that violated whatever the policy is. And they said, you're correct. And they blocked that person and removed the return request and everything. So if someone's calling names or, you know, being a real piece of work, turn that stuff into eBay because that violates their own internal policy stuff and you'll win automatically on a case. Just something
Right.
good to know. That doesn't happen very often, but it's happened a few times.
I always like to ask questions to the buyer to get them to admit to stuff. That way, if it comes up, I'll be like, they put in their message right here that they knew, you know, whatever the case may be. I had a buyer try to open up a return on an item that I actually was not accepting returns on. It was a baseball mitt.
Mm-hmm.
I think I sold the mitt for like $20 free shipping, and they go priority mail and a flat rate mailer. So I only make like, you know, $7 of profit when it's all said and done. So I purposely put that I wasn't accepting returns on it because if somebody opened a return, then I'm going to be in the negative, like right away. It was a left-handed mitt, you know, to wear on your right hand to throw left-handed. I put that in the title. I had pictures. I put it in the description. The item specifics had it. It all had it. The buyer tried to open up a return and said that the size was wrong, is what it said. So I messaged back and I said, I don't understand. What do you mean the size is wrong? And it says, well, we needed a right-handed mitt. And I said, well, I'm sorry. So they had already admitted that it was there. And I put in my response, I put it in the title, I put it in the description. I do not accept returns on this item. And they got pretty mad about it, but it's like, you know, I'm sorry that you purchased the wrong thing, but as a buyer, I think you have the responsibility is if you're not sure, then buy something that has free returns. Like there's thousands of baseball gloves on eBay. Pick one that accepts free returns. So if you run into this problem, you're going to know that you can be backed by it. So I kind of fought it, and at first they were like irate on the messages, and then they changed their tune and said, well, can we do an exchange? It's like, no, because I told them that it's going to cost you more money to ship the item back to me than it is for you to get this free return. Like, because I'm not going to pay for your shipping back to me. And it's like $10, or I don't even know how much it costs to ship one of those flat rate mailers. I think we pay like $9 or something as an eBay seller. But it's like, that's your responsibility as the buyer to pick the right item. Like, there's a reason that I don't accept returns on this when I accept returns almost on everything in my store. But
I had one more return story. We can finish returns. I sold some underwear, of course, because that's a lot of things I sell. These were like single pack. I don't remember where I got them exactly, but they were like single pack from like the 80s, late 80s. People collect it. I don't know, whatever. They're going to give me their money. I'll take it. Well, a lady bought them, and they still had some store stickers, like 3 for $10.50 or whatever it was back in the day.
right.
I had in there, it's for one pair only. You can click the drop down and add more pairs if you want, add it to your cart, the whole 9 yards. Well, they already ordered one, and they got it. They complained they didn't get 3. And I don't have returns on that kind of stuff because it's underwear. I don't want to take it back. That's gross.
Right.
If they wore it or tried it on or whatever the case may be. So they argued with me back and forth, and it was just like, no, because if they returned it, like you say, they get to print the shipping label or take it to the post office, whatever. I have to pay that. And chances are they're not going to get the shipping discount we get as sellers when you buy your postage online.
Right.
And I would end up making nothing on the deal. I'd lose money, right? So they mailed it back to me. eBay said, sorry, we're siding with the buyer, blah, blah, blah. I lost money. I'm like, dang, I got it back. They hadn't opened it. It was still sealed. It wasn't like the loose pairs that I sell. So I was like, okay, I guess I could put it back in rotation and sell it again. And I kind of complained to eBay. I said, this is kind of crappy of a deal, because they said something was wrong on the picture. The picture said something. Well, I didn't have a picture that showed what they said. It was total bunk. But eBay, I don't know if they felt bad for me or kind of like they want to make it right. They said, well, the next 3 items you sell, we won't collect a seller fee on it. I'm like, oh,
that's so weird to
and I
have
sold
that
some
kind
pretty
of
big
bargaining.
stuff. Well, I sold some pretty big stuff. The next 3 sales were way more than what that one would have been. So I actually came out a little bit ahead. So I kind of didn't get too mad at it. But
so did you have to go back and check that? Because I assume that's all automated. Like, how do they set that up to like not charge you?
I know, but it didn't. It didn't charge me. So I got the next 3 sales. Didn't have to pay any eBay fees. And I'm paying like 14% eBay fees. That's
right.
ridiculous. I'm like a high rated whatever seller. I don't know, but yeah, it worked out. They sided with the buyer, even though there was evidence proving that they are full of crap. But they at least said, hey, we'll make it up. The next 3 things you sell, we won't charge you a fee. And it wasn't the next 3 similarly priced items. It was the next 3 items, whether that was a penny item or $1 million item, didn't matter. So
yeah,
it ended up working out.
Well, Jake, I kind of want to move on to the main thing that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you had like a main topic you wanted to discuss, but I've been very heavy into the cross listing lately, and I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. So I mentioned the Jack guy. That's a local reseller in our town. He sells mainly on Depop, and I've never sold on Depop before. So I was like, well, I'll give Depop a try. Why not? I mean, I'm listing this stuff anyway. My thought process was, if I post a shirt to eBay and I can get it listed on Depop, Poshmark, Mercari, kind of all of them, then what's the harm of getting one more program to sell on if I'm not doing any extra work? So I opened up a Depop, and I had to try to figure out a way to make it easy for me to basically cross list. Because what I was doing was any clothing item that I listed, I think I mentioned this on the podcast, any clothing item, I would post it to eBay, and then I'd post it to Poshmark. Then I would take any other hard good item and I would post it to eBay. Everything went on eBay. But then I would post the hard good items to Mercari. And that's kind of the process I was doing. Well, once I got the Depop, I was like, well, I'm going to look into these cross-listing programs. I had tried out List Perfectly, I think is one of them, and I wasn't a fan of the layout and how it worked. So I got on and I tried Vendoo, Vendoo. And if you guys want to try it out, I don't have any affiliate links or anything. I highly recommend you, if you sell a lot of different variety items like I do, try out Vendoo. They let you do 5 items free a month, which is kind of cool because most of the like free trial stuff, you get, 5 listings and then you're done. It's not 5 a month. But they let you have your 5 a month. So I took 5 eBay listings that I already had. And basically what it does is you import the listing from eBay or whatever program you want to use. You can import from Poshmark. You can import from Depop. You import the item into its own listing within Vendoo. They have their own inventory system. So once you list your item or import it, it puts it into Vendoo. Once it's into Vendoo, you just click. There's like a Mercari button, a Poshmark button, whatever you really want to sell on, you can. Up to the first, I think it lets you do 3 for not free, but it comes with the payment. And I don't have that information. Maybe I can go into a little more depth with the payment stuff. But then there's add-ons. Like you can buy an add-on that lets you post to all of the platforms they offer, which is what I did. There's an add-on that lets you delist and relist multiple items at the same time, which I know some people on eBay will do that. They'll delist stuff just to make it a fresh listing. That's an add-on you can do. And I don't remember what the third add-on was, but they have a bundle that it's like $12, you can get all 3 of those add-ons. So that's what I did. And you can pay by the number of items. So I think I did 125 items. And then if you run out of that, you can change monthly. You can kind of fluctuate however you want. So like for me, I've got 1,000 plus listings on eBay. I could have done the biggest one and just started going through and cross listing everything. And then when I got everything done, drop down to a smaller amount. But it's been awesome. I love it. I'll go through and I'll make all my listings on eBay. And then like at nighttime, I'll get onto the computer and I'll start importing those into the program and then cross listing them. And it's super easy. Like I just click on Mercari. There's a few things that I have to check. Normally it's the size. For some reason, the size doesn't transfer over. So I have to check the size and make sure that the category is right. But it's like 10 seconds within that page. Then I go to Poshmark. It's another 10 seconds. It's just wonderful.
Wow.
And I've started selling on Facebook because of it. That's one of their options, one of their platforms. I've never really sold on Facebook. I've done the local stuff, but I never really did the shipping.
Yeah.
I've sold 3 items on Facebook since I started doing this, it's pretty cool. I sold 2 baseball gloves and a Harley t-shirt, and the fees on Facebook is like nothing. I think it's like 8% or something like that.
It's not very much.
No, it was great. So it's already paying for itself, which is nice. But I love it. The whole cross list thing was kind of scary to do at first because when something sells, you have to delist it from all these platforms or you start getting dinged on your accounts.
Does it do that automatically?
So basically what happens is when something sells, you go into Vendoo and you click that it sold on, like if it sold on Facebook, you'll click on, actually, hold on. I know that we can do this screen share thing. Let me try this. I've never really done this. I'm always nervous that I'm going to put something on there that has like my personal information or something.
That's okay.
Steal my identity or something. Okay, so I'm logging into Vendoo right now, but I'll show you that, or hopefully I'll show you that. Maybe. So, okay, let me see how to do this. So I'm going to share. my screen sharing, blah, blah, blah. I don't have 2 monitors, so we'll see how this works. Okay, can you see that, Jake?
Nope. No, I
I
can't.
obviously have no idea what I'm doing here.
Our official
Okay.
first go live.
Be careful sharing screen audio if
Hey.
you have a guest. They will hear themselves.
Oh. I won't talk much.
Okay, so you're basically seeing what I'm looking at, right?
I don't see it. You got a bigger screen though. I'm in a little window. I can't see.
Can you see this Vindu now or no?
Nope. Anybody? Is
Well,
there anybody watching right now?
no. I'll just stop doing it.
Yeah.
I'll
Well.
figure out I'll figure out how to do this better. I need to stop sharing my screen. How do I do that? Remove. Okay. That was a fail. Oh well. Hopefully I'm not sharing anything. Is it just the normal look now?
Yeah.
So I'll try to just talk through it. So basically, let's put us both up there again.
There you go.
Basically, it'll show anytime you have an item, like if I'm selling a baseball glove, I can go to that inventory within Vindu and it'll show all the places that it's listed. So if it's Mercari, Facebook, eBay, it'll show all those. And then I just click on, like if it's sold on Facebook, I'll click on the Facebook button and I'll put that it's sold. Then Vindu goes and it delists it from all the platforms you have it listed on.
Wow.
So you have to do the initial saying that it's sold, which means you have to be near your computer because you have to be logged into Chrome. So it's not as easy as, hey, it's sold. Now it's going to delist it for me. You have to go through and at least click on the one time that it's sold. But what I found is I can pull it up on my phone and see where I have it listed at, and then just go into those programs if I'm away from the computer and easily delist it.
Have you tried on your phone, like when you go to the web, like a web browser? It's got that. Like I've got an Android phone, so I can go in my settings and I can go to like desktop site and I can click that little button, and it takes you to the. It doesn't work on all app or all websites,
right? I haven't tried
work.
it, but you have to be logged into Poshmark. You have to be logged into all of your programs. So I would have to make sure that it was logged in on my phone to all of those as well. I haven't tried to get that much in depth. Normally, if it sells and I'm home, I just get on the computer and do it real quick. And then if I'm away, I go to the actual programs and delist it. But it's been awesome. I'm listing so much more stuff because when I was doing it manually, it was taking me quite a long time to list because I was trying to list it to eBay. Then I'd pull up Poshmark and list it to Poshmark. This is just making it so much faster. So I'm getting more listed, which is great. I am paying a little bit per month to do it. I think I'm paying like $25 a month. But like I said, I've already made 3 sales off of it, and it's making me list more. So I think it's worth it. I haven't had a sale on Depop yet. I'm interested to see what it's like to sell on there. I've had a few people like my stuff, but I haven't made any sales. It's a different program. I don't know if I like it yet. You're only allowed to use 4 photos, which I think is hard for me being so used to using 12.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of times my description is a quick description, and then I say, look at photos for the best idea of condition. And well, it's hard to say that when you only have 4 photos to use.
So it only lets you use 4 throughout the entire thing, like on your eBay and everything?
No, just 4 for Depop.
Depop
is 4. I don't know why. Everything else, like Vindu has all that. Like it shows it when you pull up Mercari, it shows how many title characters you can have, photos. So it like I think Facebook only allows you to have 10 photos. So when you do your when you import it in from eBay, which I like doing it that way just because eBay requires the most item specifics anyway. So if you start listing on eBay, you're going to have everything you need for the most part. So when I do that, it'll bring all the photos into Vindu. It stores all the photos into Vindu. And then like when I go to list to Facebook, it'll gray out the last 2 because I can only have 10. So it'll show all 12, but I have to choose which 10 of those 12 I want to actually be displayed. And it automatically resizes it for Poshmark, that's so nice because my phone does not take square photos, and Poshmark has to have square photos. So when I've been taking my pictures, I've had to make sure that I'm zoomed out enough that when I go to list it to Poshmark, I can crop it and have all the item in there. And I've basically been editing my photos 3 times. When I go to post it to Poshmark, I do it. When I go to post it to eBay, I do it. So Vindu does all that for me. And you can edit the photos within Vindu as well. It's super nice. And you can actually make listings on Vindu, but I don't know how that works. I haven't tried it. And it looks like I'm getting pretty laggy again. Or at least it looks like that on my end.
My end shows okay.
Good.
Yeah.
And I know
interesting.
There is a little trick. Like I said, I get 125 listings a month. And from my understanding, if you don't use them, you lose them. So what you can do is you can actually make drafts. So like if I leave 30 on the table, I could make 30 drafts, and it kind of saves them there, and then I can put in whatever I want. So it's kind of like banking them in a way.
Workaround.
Yeah. I really like it. I highly recommend it, especially for the full-time sellers that are just trying to get as many sales as they can. This has just been amazing. It's a lifesaver.
It's basically you're paying an employee to list everything for you on other sites.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like.
The time that it saves to do that and generating those extra sales. Like I would have never sold those things on Facebook, and who knows how long they would have taken to sell on eBay or whatever. And it's allowing me to because I wasn't posting clothing to Mercari, and I've gotten a few shoe sales off Mercari that I wasn't doing before, just because it was a lot of extra work to post to Poshmark and then Mercari. So,
well, yeah, it's like listing 3 items, but you're only listing the same one item, right?
Right.
So the program does it for you. That's pretty legit.
Yeah. I don't know how much it would benefit somebody like you that's not selling quite as much stuff, but it's nice that it's scaled. Like if you only want to pay for the one that gives you 20 listings, or I forget the tiers, you can pay for the one that only gives you 20 listings, but it's free to try. So if anything, you should try to do 5 and just see if it's worth it for you.
Well, all that underwear, if that was on Poshmark or some of those other sites, I mean, it just broadens your horizons, broadens your customer base.
For sure.
Some people may not like eBay. They don't want to shop on eBay. They like shopping on Mercari because it's easy on the phone. I sell tons of stuff on there.
When I sell stuff on Mercari, it's like there's not even views on eBay when it sells. It's just crazy how people like their different platforms. I've always been under the impression that if you want to buy something used, you go to eBay. Like that's what I've always done. But different generations like different programs. Like a lot of the younger generation likes the Depop stuff. And I'm just not, I don't know. But if I don't have to do any extra work to sell it on Depop,
give them a little money, which you can write off as an expense.
Yep. Just put it on it's an expense for sure.
So, there's that. That's not too bad.
I became a Poshmark ambassador.
Ooh.
I salute
you.
Yeah, I had to buy something off Poshmark. That's like one of the steps you have to do to become a Poshmark ambassador. You actually have to buy something. So I was like, I searched a couple different times trying to steal an item that I can still resell because I don't buy for myself. So I found a Looney Tunes shirt for like $15 free shipping that I think I could probably make my money back or come close to it.
Yeah.
So I was basically paying to become a Poshmark ambassador. I don't know if it affects my sales or anything, but
that's how they get you. They rope you in.
I have the ability to host like coffee meetings or something. Like that's something you can do as a Poshmark ambassador like I can set up a meet and greet or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but they'll send me a $10 Starbucks gift card, and then I host this in-person event at my local Starbucks. I should try it just once to see what it's like, but
Come buy my underwear
yeah.
from the
And
creepy guy.
I think
with a
the
beard.
idea is trying to get people on Poshmark that aren't selling on there, I think is what it's trying to
Pyramid
do.
scheme.
Yeah.
Pyramid scheme. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It probably is. But
Yeah, whatever.
it's kind of like an Xbox Live achievement. I saw it sitting there because you can check your Posh stats. And I pay for the program that like shares all my listings and shares other people's listings. So I saw these like goals, like follow new sellers, like 1,000 new. I forget how many it was, 100 new sellers, and I could see it like ticking up, and I'm like, this is like a video game. Like I want to hit that achievement. So I went through and started following new sellers just to get it, and then I became a Poshmark ambassador. So I get this little star next to my name.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Now I'm trying to get Poshmark ambassador too.
Ooh.
But to do that, I have to recruit somebody to Poshmark. Do you have a Poshmark account? I need to find somebody that doesn't have an account, I think, and get them.
Pretty sure I do.
I think that's what I have to do is get somebody selling on there that's not on there already, and then I get more benefits. I don't know what I get. Maybe I'll get to go to the Mary Kay style tiers. I don't know.
They'll paint your car pink.
Yeah, I don't know what it does, but it doesn't hurt to have it, I guess.
No,
my Poshmark sales have been good.
Yeah, I need to get on that. I kind of got scared away by their fees and all that other stuff.
I'm almost done with our outline to do the Poshmark episode, but I think the Poshmark fees they're deceptive. It's scary up front because it says 20%, but when you factor in that you're not paying fees on the shipping and everything, I think it comes a little closer to eBay than what most people think.
And it's clothes only, right?
They've added new categories, but I don't know how that works. Like, I think you can sell video games and everything on there now, but I haven't tried anything except clothing and shoes.
And I've been starting to pick more clothing up because, that's why I got that underwear. And if anybody hasn't listened to that podcast, it's wherever Trevor puts them. But I just tried a different category, and it was such a bulk purchase for such a great price. I just said, wing it. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario is I can donate it all back or hopefully break even. And I don't know, I probably made $4 or $5 grand on the deal. So, just trying a different category. Like, I had no idea. I mean, I buy underwear obviously, but I don't know anything about any of that stuff, or let alone selling it. But it was a learning adventure. So I've been like that coat that I talked about earlier in this episode. Just whatever I can find. If I think it's worth something, worth flipping in clothing, I'm going to try. Just put my feet in the water. I've sold some shoes. Thanks to you for getting me on shoes.
Yeah.
But
I like selling the used shoes. As long as there's not too much work to clean them. That's kind of a pain in the butt, but
I had to get outside of the box because I don't think I'd buy used shoes personally myself.
I don't.
So I wouldn't. So I never thought of people would do that. You got to think outside of what you would do. You can't spend other people's money. That's what we used to say when I worked for H.H. Gregg. When people come in, you don't look at them and assume, oh, they're here for the $10 DVD player. I probably told the story before, but I sold some 50, 60-inch Sony Bravia, whatever TV, and a sound system and install and warranty and cables and the whole 9 yards, the whole kit and caboodle, to a guy. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app. Google's talking to me. Anyway, I sold all this during a midnight sale at H.H. Gregg. The guy came in wearing, I don't know, like house slippers, no pants, just boxer shorts and like, I don't know if it was like a wife beater or, like a t-shirt, but t-shirt, boxer shorts, and house slippers, and carrying his wallet in his hand. And nobody wanted to help this old crazy white guy. And I'm like, I will sell anything to anybody. Still my motto today. And that guy walked out spending, I don't even know, like $6,000.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, I'm pretty sure when he sat down, I saw his goods. I'm like, I saw the guy carrying a wallet full of money. I don't care if he's wearing pants or not. I don't care. Call me immoral. But the guy bought, and everybody was so mad. They were so mad. But you know what? You just can't judge people. You can't spend their money. Just because the guy walks in with no pants, apparently he could afford pants. He just didn't want to put them on.
Right.
So, whatever. I sold a car when I sold cars. Same thing. Guy walked onto the lot. He looked homeless. I swear. He had a Walmart sack. I don't know what was in it. You know what was in it?
Money.
A license plate. He bought a car and drove it off the dang lot. I kid you not. He walked onto the lot. He says, well, my car broke down and I didn't want to fix it. I've been saving for another car. Show me what used cars you have. And I think you spent like $15,000.
Holy cow.
Everybody was like, that bum bought a car? I'm like, you can't judge people. And you don't just show them the cheapest thing if they look like, oh, they can't afford, that $6,000 TV pack bundle thing. They can't afford that. You just don't spend other people's money for them, so that's a little tip, I guess. If you're out there looking, think outside the box. Don't spend other people's money for them. I mean, these filter things, I bet everybody walked by these and go, what the heck is that? $15 a piece. There's volume there. I wouldn't pay $15 for a piece of foam, but
right.
Who knows? Or underwear, everybody that made fun of me for buying all those underwear, and they're like, oh, that's stupid. Why'd you do that? And I'm,
selling underwear every day now.
Yeah, every day. I sold 3 pairs. They're going out tomorrow. Right here. 3 pair. And a swimming jock strap. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh.
Here it is. People collect them. A guy told me, thank you. That'll look great in my collection. Whatever that means.
God.
Do you want to buy more?
Yeah. The Poshmark, the bad thing about Poshmark is it's not great for really cheap items. Yeah. But if you have a lot of items and people can save on those bundles, then they're more likely to buy. Like people can you can set up bundles, and basically the way the shipping works on Poshmark is anything under 5 pounds is the same price. Wow. So a 3-ounce item is costing the buyer the same as a 5-pound item or a 4-pound item. So if you have a bunch of underwear, they pay one shipping price. You don't have to mess with it. They'll pay the price. And as long as you can fit everything under that 5 pounds, they could buy 40 items, 40 pairs of underwear, and not pay any more in shipping.
Now, do they send a label to you like Mercari does?
Yep. You just, they buy it. Like when I get a sale, there's 2 ways to do it. You can either go into your email and I just search for Poshmark and it'll show the labels right there and I can print it that way. Or if I sold a bunch of stuff, I can print in bulk just like you can on eBay. But you just print them off. And the cool thing that I like is when it prints the label, on the label, it actually has their username for Poshmark. So I pull up my Poshmark app, and that's how I check to make sure I'm putting it on the right package. I'll be like, oh, this Harley shirt is going to LBC 4555. And then I look at the label and it's LBC, and then I just put it on there.
Oh, good.
It's really nice. The shipping is by far the best on any of the programs I sell on. It's so easy to ship on Poshmark, and everything's priority. So any shirt that I sell, I can throw it in the bubble mailers. So I get them for free. I don't have to worry about having shipping supplies, and it doesn't matter if it's only 5 ounces. It's still going priority. So you can throw them in there.
Not the flat rate ones, the
The flat rate, yeah.
The flat rate ones, the flat rate envelope bubbles.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
It won't go a flat rate rate.
Well, the thing is, the flat rate is almost always the cheapest. So if somebody is paying like a 5-pound rate, the post office isn't going to check, because like if you're paying the 5-pound rate, then the flat rate is already covered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because
So as long as the
meet that
buyer
price
pays
threshold.
the higher price, the post office doesn't care.
True.
So yeah, I ship everything. I've never had an issue.
I
And I think
wonder.
on Poshmark's website, I believe they say that you can use the flat rate stuff as well.
I wonder if when they scan those labels that you print, it bills them the accurate amount. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like they charge the client $10 to ship it, and they scan it. It's really only $6 or whatever.
Right. I don't know how that.
There's got
I
to
don't
be
know how it
something
works
in
on the
there.
back end.
Who cares? It works
But
on the front end.
Yeah, Facebook is the same way. Like, I don't know how it goes out so cheap on Facebook sometimes, because they do tiers like 0 to a half pound is one, and then half to one, and then but it goes out cheaper than what I could send it. So I don't know if like Facebook and Poshmark works out deals with the post office since they're shipping so much. I don't know how that works, but I don't worry about it. When somebody buys something, I just go print the label and stick it in there. So it's wonderful.
Well, I've got this vintage Victoria's Secret, like, I don't even know what the thing's called, corset type thing. I got it at our Goodwill, local Goodwill. I think I can't remember. I'd have to pull the listing. I kind of figured out how the age. I think it's from like the late 80s, early 90s or something. And no signs of use at all. Like brand new. I got on there for like $100 and something. Maybe I should put that on Poshmark just to test, because it's kind of a niche thing. It's pretty valuable according to the comps. Maybe I should try that. Just as a test. Why not?
Things will sell on Poshmark. I mean, just like Mercari, something will sell on Mercari that wouldn't sell on eBay or wouldn't sell as quick, and it'll sell on Mercari super fast. I've sold stuff like in 24 hours. That's like once it hit Mercari, it only took 24 hours, but I had it posted on eBay for weeks and it didn't do anything. It's just, there's different markets on all the different platforms.
Different people using different platforms to search for different things.
But I would definitely try your underwear out, just because the way the bundles work on Poshmark, somebody may be really drawn to the fact that they could, buy a lot and bundle it and not have to pay extra in shipping.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's nothing you have to do on your end. I know, like on eBay, you have it set to where every second pair, third pair, it only adds $1 or whatever. Yeah. There's stuff that you have to put in for that to work. Poshmark, it just does it automatically.
Well, I've got a giant tub, one of those huge plastic tubs full of bras that I haven't even done anything with. Maybe I should just list all of those on there, because those are pretty pricey. Some of those are like $50, $60.
Right. I would still list it on eBay and then cross list it.
Yeah. Maybe use that program.
You don't even have to, you don't have to use that program. If you're only, like when I was only doing it to Poshmark, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's a little extra work, but basically when I was doing it, I would list it on eBay, and then I would go and I'd copy the title, and then I'd put that exact title from eBay and put it into Poshmark, and then I'd do the same with the description. So I wasn't like coming up with all the extra stuff. I was just doing a lot of copying and pasting and resizing the pictures. That's the pain in the butt. You got to, unless you edit them before you list them on eBay, which would have been smart to do, but I never did.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, you do edit it before you.
Yeah, eBay doesn't like how big I've got a Google Pixel 5, and I use that for my pictures, but I don't know. I have it on the higher setting when I take pictures, because I use it for, taking pictures of my kid and stuff like that. So it doesn't like them. Usually I have to crop them or something to lower the, resolution or the file size anyway. So I don't do a lot of listing from my phone. I know you typically do a lot of phone listing.
Yeah, almost everything I list.
Yeah. So I already resize them. So yeah, maybe I'll get into that a little bit, because I've got some clothing items like that jacket. I've got that Raw as War or whatever jacket.
Have you had
Maybe that.
any interest in that?
No, a couple watchers, but that's about it.
Yeah,
But maybe I should put it on there. Maybe it'll sell.
I would definitely
What's it gonna hurt?
cross list that stuff over. I'm a huge fan of the cross listing. I
I'll
think
have to
it
give it a
generates a
try.
lot of sales you wouldn't even think about getting.
Yeah.
Like I sold that Tyson magazine on Mercari. Like I
Yeah.
didn't think it would sell on Mercari. That's a weird thing, but
Well,
it did.
that's what it's all about. At the end of the day is sell it, move it along to somebody else, right?
Right. Like I said, I'm just about done with the outline for our Poshmark episode. So probably when we go to record next time, it'll be the Poshmark episode because I've been working on making sure that we have all the fee structures lined up and everything that it's very, very in depth about Poshmark because I'm a huge fan of that platform now. So,
I know my sister-in-law buys a lot of stuff on it.
oh really?
Oh yeah. So I think she's even sold on it before too. And I'm like, wow, that
Yeah.
kind of impresses me a little bit.
My friend Mindy, she's also my dentist. She was the first person that I knew personally that sold on Poshmark, and she is not a reseller. So when that kind of motivated me when she was like, "Hey, I sold something on Poshmark," I was like, "You did what?" Because she was selling me her items. Like when she'd want something gone, she'd be like, "Hey, do you want to buy this off of me?" And now she's posting it herself. So I was like, "Well, I gotta sell on Poshmark now if my friend that doesn't resell is doing it." So that's what got me into Poshmark.
Huh. Well, I might have to. I do have a login for it because I was thinking about it in the past because I've heard other people selling on it.
Yeah, try it
But
out for sure.
yeah,
So
give it a
Jake,
shot.
what is there anything you want to recommend outside the world of reselling? Anything you watched, listened to, ate,
Well,
place you went?
I'll tell you. I told you this before we started. I was at thrifting at Goodwill, and I came across something super cool for his DVD for $2.99. And I've got a 6-year-old Noah, and we like to watch a movie or something before going to sleep. I get him on the weekends, so he's always like wanting to stay up late and let's watch something on TV. And we've worked our way through, or partly through, like the original Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. He's at that fun age. So I came across this a couple weeks ago, and I ripped them all off the DVD. And I own the DVD, so I'm not like copyright laws like the Walmart guy or whatever. But
Yeah.
so I ripped all these onto my Plex server, except for the Cops episode. I'll have to look into that. But Street Sharks, let me see if I can get that without a glare. Street Sharks from the mid 90s. Super cool. The scientist has his 4 kids, and they get injected by whatever this doctor guy's name is. Dr. Paradigm illegally experiments with untested DNA. Wow. He turns them into sharks, and they save the day. So we're a couple episodes into Street Sharks. So it's just kind of quirky, kind of fun, mid 90s cartoon stuff. Something fun to do. So if you don't know what this is, check it out. It's cool. So $2.99 at Goodwill.
Nice.
I doubt your Goodwill will have it, but you never know. I don't think it's very expensive on eBay if you wanted to buy it. And maybe I'll sell this one day. I don't know.
So I wonder if you can stream it anywhere.
Well, if you have my Plex login,
Right.
you can stream it from me. But yeah, something like that. Just maybe if you got kids or something, maybe you already do this, but bring some of your childhood into their childhood. And you can be a kid again too. I could be 6 years. Well, I was like 13 when this came out or something. But you get to relive those experiences and see the joy on your child's face when they see cool sharks jumping out of the concrete and getting in a van. It's weird. It's a good show. Street Sharks. Check it out.
So like I told you before we started recording, I know the toys, and I always thought the toys were cool, but I don't think I've ever watched a single episode of the actual show.
You can get, if you don't have, if you have like, what is it, Pluto TV or whatever, it's like an app. I've got it on Roku. I'm pretty sure all the Street Shark episodes are free to stream from the Pluto app, Pluto
Okay.
TV or whatever it's called. because I think before I ripped it, I looked and I found them on there. We were watching it, but the quality is better on ripping it off the DVD. The sound was a
Right.
little better. So if you don't know what it is and you want to check it out, you could probably even watch it on YouTube by now. But yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
Good. So I'll do something a little different. The thing I'll recommend for our buy it now recommendation, or whatever we were calling it,
Yeah.
the Indianapolis hockey team, the Fuel. We just went to a game a couple weeks ago and we had a really good time. So
Wow.
that's what I'm going to recommend. The Indianapolis or Indy Fuel. It was something that I requested for my birthday. My birthday was on Sunday. And a couple weeks ago, Amanda and the girls surprised me with an early birthday present and got me tickets to go see the Fuel. I don't know anything about hockey, but I really enjoy going to hockey games. I hadn't been since the Indy Ice were like downtown Indy. We went there a couple school like trips, and it's just a really good time. The stadium's pretty old at the Pepsi Coliseum, but they put on a good show. It was fun to watch. Hockey is very back. It's so quick that it's hard to lose interest in it while you're watching it. It's not like, baseball or soccer where it kind of gets really slow. My only complaint is that the referees were stopping the fights pretty quickly, and I was bummed out. I'm like, let them fight. Like, I want to see some punches thrown, but they
do
stopped
it
them
on
pretty
purpose, I
quickly.
think, right?
Yeah.
Where do they
Right.
play? Where do they play at? The fairgrounds or?
Yeah, they play at the Indiana State Fairgrounds at the
Okay.
Pepsi Coliseum, which I
Yeah.
think it used to be called something else, Farmers Coliseum or something.
Whoever wants to give them money to name it,
Right.
after contract. But yeah, that's fun. We're gonna be going to Brick World. I'm gonna pick Noah up a little early on I think it's the 19th of this month, so 10 days from now. Brick World is coming for the 19th and the 20th at the fairgrounds, and it's just like huge. I've never been, but it's like just the whole thing is full of Legos, like people Lego cities that they've built and constructed, custom stuff. I just watched what was on YouTube because I've never been, but my buddy Troy, who lives in Fort Lauderdale, he's coming up with his two kids. His mom, his sisters all live up in this area, and we're all going to go together. And I haven't seen my buddy for like a year, so it'll be kind of fun to get out and do something engaging with the kids.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, and I like Lego. I think they got little areas where kids can play with Lego and design stuff. And I don't know what to really expect. It'll be the first time I've ever even been to something like that, but that'll be pretty fun. What's that say?
Can you see that?
You listed an item at $50. What are you on, Mercari?
Poshmark. Look at that offer.
$10. You better take that, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh. $10.
That's so stupid.
I have if you go to my eBay, a funny story. I have a Squishmallows Windy the Frog, stackable Windy the Frog, and I probably have it a little overpriced. The comps have come down. I probably should, address that. But someone messaged me and says, I don't understand how you got your price. I just bought one for $23, brand new. It's like, yeah, they reissued it, but it's smaller. This thing's huge that I have. Why even waste my time messaging me? Why do people do that?
Yeah, I just ignore those.
Well, then why are you even bothering me? Go away. But yeah, $10.
Whatever.
Nope.
Jake, where can people find you at?
Well, if you're interested in used video games and stuff like that, like I say, a lot of times I'll mention John. Me and John run a small booth called Hole in the Wall Games. You can find us if you come to this area, Central Indiana area. We are inside Gizmo's Galleria in Brownsburg, Indiana. You walk through the door, straight back, third booth to the very end on the left. All video games and man cave type stuff, fun, nerdy stuff. You can find us on Facebook too if you just do a search, Hole in the Wall Games. We try to be active on there, but we both are pretty busy. You can find me on eBay. It's the Game Boy, the.game.boy. And I don't know, maybe you can like put links and stuff on your end. I don't know, but I'm on there as well. If you're interested in like Corvette stuff and family stuff that I do with my kids, if just like at a personal level, or sometimes some stuff that I pick up to resell, I'm on Instagram. It's just Jake Kimmer, very unique name there. So
It
you can find me there.
it sounds easier than the way it's actually spelled, though.
It is KAMMERER. You can find me on there if you want to, nose around. I'm also on the same thing on Facebook. You can find me there. I do sell on Mercari. I think my username is Jake from State Farm.
You need to
I'm
brand, Jake.
Jake. I am a brand. Look at me.
It's too. You got too much stuff. Excuse me. You got too much stuff going on.
Okay,
here's change some of those usernames.
We'll just do a poll then. Everybody in the comments, that the 4 people that will watch this, what should I be called? Maybe I'll pick one.
There'll probably only be like one suggestion, so there won't be too many to pick from.
No, but it'll be fun. There you go. 6 years from now, when somebody watches this, they'll come up with something clever.
Yeah,
Jake, aka Jake. That should be my username, right? I don't have anything cool like Trevor.
Now, mine's named from Half Price Books. That's where I got my name from.
Oh.
They were doing their Retro Rewind Thursdays. Like it used to be like on Thursdays you could get like any type of video game or record for 20% off or something like that.
They need to bring that back.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's when I bought all my stuff from them. But yeah, unfortunately they don't do that anymore. But if you guys want to find me, you can find me at Retro Rewinder pretty much on everything. I do think my Poshmark is the Retro Rewind. I started a Retro Rewinder one, and it was connected to my Facebook, and I didn't like it connected to my personal Facebook, so I couldn't figure out how to not do that, so I just started a new one. So that's what I sell on there, but pretty much everything is Retro Rewinder or some form of Retro Rewinder. Check us out on Instagram. And we have been improving our views, Jake, now that we're becoming a little more consistent. So that's been nice to see. I forget our last Anchor podcast, how many we got, but the views have been pretty good. So,
well, it's just 2 bearded guys talking about games and selling. Who doesn't want to listen to that?
Yeah. And at least we had one viewer during the live this time, even though he was only here for probably about 10 seconds, but I'm glad that you stopped by, Justin. I appreciate that. And that's all we got this time. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks, when we go to record again, the episode will be all about Poshmark, and we'll definitely go into depth on that, and it'll hopefully be a learning experience for everybody listening and Jake as well. So
yeah, so tune in for that and put your comments on the comment side.
Yep.
And maybe Trevor can answer them.
Yes, I've been meaning to put something on Instagram about send us your questions, and I know through Anchor you can actually do it too, to where people can leave voicemails, but I doubt anybody would do that for us yet. But yeah, and we're coming up, like I said, once we hit that 10th episode, we're definitely going to start getting some guests in. I've got some people lined up that I'd like to come on here, and Jake Scott, I know at least that he's got
John.
I couldn't think of his name for a second. I just saw him today and talked to him. Yeah, he's got John that wants to come on and talk. And yeah, we'll start doing some guests, and hopefully they can bring in their audience too. So
maybe you and John can shake hands and make up and be friends again.
Is he still mad at me for shopping at his Goodwill?
No, I don't think he's mad at you. He's just like, dang it, that's my territory. Yeah. Go away.
He said something. I saw him at Meijer today, and he said something to me about, well, I guess I'm not going to Goodwill today. I was like, they didn't have anything anyway, so his Goodwill's not as good as ours. So
it used to be really good, but
yeah, the Lebanon one's way better in my opinion. But
yeah, we'll bring him on, and we'll have a feud. Maybe you can do a really fun picture of your faces on boxing gloves, or I don't know. That'd be funny.
What do you think of this idea, Jake? I've been thinking of a game to play where I give you or a guest 2 similarly worded things, and you have to like pick which is the better seller. So like, for instance, it would be like Dr. Scholl's or Dr. Martin's. Which one should you pick up? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like similar, but where, you know, the Game Boy or the Game Gear, which one's better to
Ooh.
pick up? Like from a price standpoint. And some of them would be pretty easy. Like, I hope you would know if Dr. Martin's or Dr. Scholl's is the better one to pick up. But
Dr.
I'm sure,
Scholl's. Oh, no.
yes, I'm sure that some of them would
Vintage.
they would get tougher, but I thought that'd be a fun idea.
Dr. Pepper or Dr. Thunder
Oh yeah, that would be one of the easy ones.
to drink.
I had one the other day, but I don't remember what it was now. So
I think it would be fun. I love going through Facebook and, you know, looking for things to buy that we can flip in our store. And I almost want to start saving when I see those just insane listings, like, you know, Tetris for Nintendo, $50. I know what I got. No low balls. You know, those stupid, like, funny listings. It doesn't have to be game related, but like either things that are overpriced or funny thing, like they take a picture of a mirror and they don't have pants on, or you know,
right.
there's some silly stuff out there. That'd be a fun segment.
I think you should start, because I know every now and then I'll send you something too, where I'll be like, look at this idiot selling something on Facebook. But yeah, start saving those. Somebody on YouTube that I used to watch did that for Craigslist postings. And I think it might have been Mike Gartner. I don't know if you know who that is. He always wore a hockey mask when he did his videos. I think he might have been a teacher. So he didn't want his actual face out there, like in case he said, you know, cursing or whatever it was. But he always wore this Rangers hockey mask. But I'm pretty sure he used to do something about the crazy Craigslist ads.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, that'd be fun.
Would be fun.
But we've gone for an hour and almost 40 minutes. So if you're still watching, thank you so much. I doubt you are, but if you are, thanks. And we'll talk to you guys next time.
Goodbye.
Peace.